You know, from time to time, I'll get a comment that says, have you got any advice for a younger climber? And I've been thinking about this for a long time because, you know, there's so many things that I could say to a younger aspiring climber that could be beneficial, but it almost seems like, you know, we ought to come up with a video that gives lots and lots of good advice. So on this video, there's going to be more to it than just this, but in this video, I'm going to ask you guys out there that are experienced climbers that have been with this business for a long time, and just give me one bit of advice. Put it in the comments here. One bit of advice that you would say to a young climber that could be meaningful or could be really valuable or could be important or possibly even save their life someday. So I know all the things that I would say. Probably the most important thing I would say is watch all of my videos, but go back to the beginning. I've been doing it a long time, and there's really some good stuff in here. You know, I capture things as they happen. I capture them as they go. I've always got a camera with me, my iPhone or my GoPro. And because of that, you know, when something happens, I'll catch it on video and present it as a video for you guys. So anyway, give me some comments. Tell me what you out there would tell a young climber that you believe would be really good advice. So, on with the show. This is the view from my home up in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Tell me what you see here. Do you see a valley full of clouds with the mountains off in the distance and a few trees? Well, yeah, I see that too. But if you use your imagination, you can see a whole lot more. I see an ocean. I see waves. I see water. I see a valley below this water full of millions of clients that need to have their trees worked on. I see opportunities galore. And if you let your imagination go even a little bit deeper, you might even see a sailing ship out on that water, sailing away. And you can be on that sailing ship. Your imagination can take you anywhere you want. And that goes for business too. If you are creative and think long and hard about what you do with this business, you can be very, very successful. So don't get stuck. Haven't been out here for a while. I call this tree the grandfather Madrone. From this side to this side is about 8 feet across. 4 feet up, it's still 5 feet across. This Madrone, I call it the grandfather Madrone of this forest. I have no idea how old it is, but I'm guessing it's hundreds of years old. It might be 400 or 500 years old. You just don't see trees like this. I see a lot of Madrones on the property, but this one, wow, this one is amazing. You know, if you go back in my video collection and search for the video called In Search of the Grandfather Madrone, I did a video of this exact same tree back about 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago, with my son. And this tree looks very, very similar to what it looked like back then. It's still got an adequate amount of green foliage. The tree is probably 100 feet tall. Sadly, this side over here, it's been dying off for a long, long time. I don't know whether it'd be better to cut that off or just let it be. But what's interesting about this tree, I find very, very interesting, is if you look way back in here, I don't know if you can see that, but that is a fire scar. And you can see all the way down, there's evidence of this tree being burned this much growth ago, which might be back in the 30s. I'm not sure. There's not a lot of good historical evidence of fires in our area that I can find, and I have looked. Boy, this is a beautiful tree. It is so big. I mean, I want to climb it. without spurs, of course, and very carefully. I want to get up there and inspect it and see what's going on. I can see on that main stem right there what appears to be a crack that goes all the way down, because I'm sure this tree gets a rocking and a reeling in the winds. And this side over here has lost a lot of limbs off of it, but it's still green way up high. Just an incredible tree. Well, this is kind of interesting. This is a fir tree that is completely uprooted. Why it uprooted is a question, but you can see it. It's not a really fat tree, but it's a long tree. It's probably 60-70 feet long, and it's fallen down towards those big granddaddy firs down there. Took out a tan oak when it went down, but you can see down there, if you look way down there, you can see that the foliage on this thing is still alive. So this tree fell over, but it's not dead. It's an interesting example of a tree. I wonder if we just had too much water flowing down here and it pooled up around this tree. It's hard to tell. There's another view of the granddaddy Madrone. Doesn't look so big from way over here, but it is a giant. Steep property. Big grouping of rocks over here, and another moderately large Madrone up there. Let's go check out that one. This is a pretty significant tree as well. Nowhere as near as the grandfather. Maybe this is the grandmother. A few dead limbs up there. Huge limb ripped off a long time ago. Oh, I can see light through there. Ah! So this tree is likely hollow. Hard to tell. Let's see if we can get up a little higher. Interesting, I saw deer scat down here on this steep hillside, which I can barely get up on all fours. It's really hard. Oh, there's the other side. Yep. It's hollow. So how long has this tree been standing here? A big monster of a hollow vessel. How much longer will it stay? If this is over my house or a structure or something of value, I'd be concerned. But out here in the woods, it is what it is. Let it be. Another good sized fir. There's the remnants of an old, looks like a fir to me. Let me go check that out. It's all rotted out. Well, I can't tell whether the stump is on that side or on this side. I'm going to guess it was over there. It seems to be a little bit fatter over here. Interesting how it's all going back into the soil. Everything gets recycled in the woods. Well, everything that's natural, all plant life, all wood, all organic material gets ultimately turned into good soil, which goes to help the trees. And it's a full circle type of an effect. A long ways down over that way. That's what I just came up. I love wandering in the woods. Working on a fairly large redwood tree that overhangs the road, and it's been breaking branches, and a lot of cars parked down here, so we're lightening up some of these branches. But there's a serious problem in a lot of these trees, and it's caused by these squirrels. And you can see this squirrel's nest right here, how it's lined with all the bark and you know, small branches to build it up. But everywhere I look throughout the whole tree, I see branches that are chewed, and a lot of times they chew them all the way around and cause the whole branch to die. This particular tree has got kind of an interesting characteristic. It's got a lot of branches that go straight out, but some of them go straight up and down, and makes it really hard to climb. You got to work your way through the tangle of all this stuff. I'm up in the bucket for some of this outside stuff. I'm just clearing out these dead branches. I see a dead branch right there. I'm going to get that out. And well, I tell you, we were instructed not to take out any nests, but well, I tell you, these squirrels are causing just so much damage to the trees. If it was up to me, I would say lose the squirrels.